Are we on? We're on! Bonjour. Good evening, everybody. 9 o'clock, Monday Night Live. How the hell are you doing? It's going to be a good one tonight. I'm really looking forward to it. The fantastic special guest. It's going to be a really cool show. So, thank you very much for those of you that are already in chat. For those of you that are new, that have not seen this one before, then essentially what we're going to do here for just the first 10 minutes, I'm going to just say hello to people in chat. So if you are in that chat section, let me know your name, let me know where you're from, and then I'm going to say hello to you, give a few shout outs, and then we will get straight into it. Now, unlike normal, we haven't got Mr. Todd here looking after us. What we have got is a very special guest that I'm bringing on at the first half of the show this time, rather than the end of the show. So that's going to be pretty damn cool. So all in all, if you're watching this on replay, just fast forward at 10 minutes and then you'll get into the real fucking nuts of it. Do you know what I mean? So let's have a little look and see who's in chat at the moment. First of all, I apologize if my voice goes at any point, or I start dribbling snot out of my nose. It's one of those days. I will try and mute the microphone when I'm coughing my lung up, but yes, it woke up with a cold. Nice, happy days. Right, let's have a little look and see who's in chat. I'm going to start at all about the vape. Morning all. Gareth Martin, evening folks. How you doing, Gareth? Schwarzy is in. Bonjour, Mr. Schwar. Hey Dean, how are things? Not bad. A little bit coldy fluey, but otherwise not bad. It's like my voice is breaking. Oh, my balls dropping again. It feels very much like that. Johan, evening all. David Mottram, bonjour, Mr. Mottram. Yes, we do meet again, young man. Now there, Andy Fairchild, Jason Gwindon. Jason Gwindon. Do I say do we have this conversation every week? From Canada, hello, how you doing? Dominic Pelosi, how you doing, Dom? Vaping Ash, Ashley from Nottingham, Keith Chenoweth. What's up, Dean from Lawton, Oklahoma? Fantastic. Hey, Dean, cheers. Mark Dettinger, Legion Vapes is in there. Leon King, Cuz Steve, hey, ho to you too, young man. Alex McKenzie, Chris Peggins, Chris from the US. Let's not get too specific. I'm not coming, stalk you. So good idea there, Chris. Deborah Connor, some of the 4% is in. Whoop, and the chat just went, fuck off, have it. Right, let's go a little bit. I've got to scroll up again now. So sorry if I missed you. There was Deborah. There we go. Let's go from there. Rolo6262, Elite Gamer, Super Anodyne. Hurrah and hello from Austria. Hello, Austria. I loved Austria. We went there last year for the brother-in-law's wedding. Fantastic. Sister-in-law's wedding. Hi Dean, Mike from USA, Smoky Bud, Richard Paris, hi, how you doing, Richard? Vaping Case, Colette, John Whistler. Hello. Hey, Dean from Louisiana in America. Now, John Whistler has done something amazing right there. John Whistler has not only put at Vaping Biker at the start, he's also put the whole thing in capital letters, so I can see it with my rather dodgy eyesight. So thank you very much, John. If you do have any questions later on in the show, then please make sure that you do start them at Vaping Biker, and then put the question in uppercase or capital letters, as we like to say. Tony Jenkins, Beals Forever, Eddie Summerford, Travis Lee. My name is Travis, and I'm from Redlands, California. Love your videos, the knowledge of vaping, and I love you. Well, thank you very much, Travis. I love you too. TC Reviews, Atta Mark Dettinger, the old wobbler from Virginia. Atta is from Germany. Thank you very much for coming over there. I love this. I love seeing people coming in from all around the world into this little section on a Monday night. It's fucking mint. I love it. Hope you've recovered from Expo. I kind of did, and then today happened. So after that, what have we got? WB Wilbur, help me please. I'm getting a mech mod on RDA, but what I don't get is the highest amp batteries released, roughly 30-35 amp. Right, you need to go and subscribe to Battery Mooch's channel. He will tell you all about that good stuff. There aren't any 35 amps 18650s. As a constant current at the very least. Lee Coleman, Robert Robert C. Viella, what's up from Arizona? Hey, Robert, how you doing? Even from my sofa, says Reese Evans. Nice. I hope you're comfortable with a drink in hand. No ball scratching while I'm on, please, if you don't mind. MTN Tom is in. mtncoils.co.uk. Go and check those bad boys out. I think Biker, is it Biker or Biker 15 is still possibly running for a coil discount. David Mottram. also is in the chat, and he does these lovely little mouth to lung coils. So go and find Pilgrim Vapes on Instagram if you so wish. Right, that's 5 minutes in, 5 minutes left. Alex McKenzie, evening, how you doing? Triple X Vapes, Richard James Russian from Norfolk, John Muller or Muller? Why do I get myself confused over the easiest things? Dutch Mr. D, the Netherlands, Mark Derringer, Adnan Sablik, I don't know how to say your last name. I'm sorry. Florian Fries from Germany, but currently in the US. Hey, how you doing? Sarah Cox, hey Dean from Chester. Not the Sarah Cox, is it? Hey, what? Well, how good would that be? Hey, Radio 2 DJ. Whoa, that'd be marvelous. I didn't know she vaped. Right, Rocco Cousins, Jules Mulzer, Dogshire Sniffer. That's a really rubbish name. Murray Robertson, Chris Duckworth, Lee T, the coilologist, Vaping Smurf, Vaping Case, Eddie Summerford, Steve Clark. Oh, and the thing just fucked off again. Right, I'm going to start from where it is. I'm sorry if I've missed you. Don't get offended. Jason Kennedy. Andy Ginger is from Toddington. Kimmy Vapes. All right, Kimmy, how you doing? Nice to see you in here. Alex McKenzie, Richard Parrish, Mark Danger, Stan Johnson, Steve Clark, Robert Holman, Grant McKenzie, Alex McKenzie. Are you related, Grant and Alex? I think you are. You? Der Holt from Berlin. Thank you very much. Privet. No. Is it? No. Is that Russian? I don't know. Kenny B, it's me, dude. Schwarzy is still going on here. No ball scratching. Absolutely. What else have we got? How you getting on, Dean? Blast. She's blue and a hoolie in Chroma. It is a little bit. Not too bad here. It was a bit windy earlier on, but we're not too bad here at the moment. Even from my truck in Penryn, Cornwall. All right, James, from your truck. That sounds cool. I like that. Are you overlooking the beach and the sunset and taking photographs? That's definitely what I'd be doing. Rafael Costa, hi, how you doing? Having large here? Good man. Fucking right too. Hey up, Dean, keep it real. Oh, well, I'll have a go. It's hard to be anything else, really, isn't it? What's up, bro, says Ted. Not a lot. What's up with you, my friend? Vaping Biker, good evening from Kenilworth. There we go. Says Piers Gibson. Thank you very much, Piers. Alex McKenzie, I've said hello to you already. Zion Train. Lois Ashton's in. Lois, oh, you trouble. What's up, biker from Ohio? The Arctic Vapor. Love the new background, Dean. Hope you're doing well. Thank you very much. The Arctic Vapor, very kind indeed. Brandon Keener, Jeff Palmer. Pardon me. When is the brush steel hit in the UK? Had it on pre-order since March. What? I feel that's a question. Possibly for the guest rather than me, because it's just me in the room currently, isn't there? Yes. Hi, Dean from St. Austell, fuck, Cornwall, and Matthew Elizama from Guam. Well, there you go. I think, Matthew, you're the first person from Guam to watch, possibly. Maybe. I don't know. Certainly in chat. Anyway. So, before further ado, let me just go over a couple of things. Be nice in chat. Don't be a knob. Don't go about promoting all your own shit just for the sake of it, because I will boot you. And, you know, be nice. We're nice people. Crack on with that one. Is there anything else? If it starts going out of sync, it's not my fault. It's Google's fault. Hitting the microphone, that's my fault, but it's Google's fault if we start going out of sync. So just refresh your page and see if that pulls things back together again, or you can drop it if you're watching in 1080, drop it to 720 and see if that helps. But yeah, can't do anything about that when that happens. So without further ado, very special guest this evening, which I'm very excited to bring into the show. So what we've got here is we do have the Rage Squonker. Now, a lot of you are losing your mind about getting hold of one of these bad boys, and the creator of that is none other than Mr. OhmboyOC. He's still muted.
There we
go.
I'm new to computers here, guys. So this is like a 70-year-old man trying to navigate here. It's going to take me a minute. Got it unmuted.
All right.
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
No worries. Well, we've got some stuff to really have a good old chat about tonight, but thanks very much for coming on and taking the time out. I know you're super busy at the minute.
So, yeah, if you hear a packing tape in the background, Pay no attention. It's a normal noise around here. That's what it is. Yeah.
So for anyone that doesn't know you, obviously a lot of people have seen you in Grimm's vlogs and know you as the big muscly fella that goes and has the bromance with Mr. Grimm Green. So do you want to tell us a little bit about you? Because I've obviously known about you for a long old time now. So do you want to tell the viewers a little bit more about you and your history?
Oh, well, I guess it all started back, years ago with building coils and doing some YouTube tutorials and stuff like that. And since then, it's, we launched the Anarchist brand. So maybe some people heard of that. Then with Grimm Green, the Recoil and the Rebel products and all that stuff. But yeah, since we've gotten busier, YouTube has definitely taken a seat for the past couple of years for tutorials and stuff like that. So that's all going to change. I'm actually going to be doing it on my own YouTube channel this time. Before I was doing everything on Local Vape's channel. Yeah. Because I have no idea how to edit videos, record videos, all this crazy stuff that you guys do. Well, I'm finally starting to figure that out thanks to Grimm Green. So I'm going to do my own channel. I already started up OhmboyOC. And so we're going to start getting back into like the roots, with building coils and talking about safety and devices and mostly RDAs and stuff like that. Definitely some stuff I see going on in the industry that kind of needs to be addressed with the way people build, and people, we're so quick to judge a new RDA and be like, oh, that RDA is a pile of shit, and not give it the proper attention that it needs. So that's what I'm going to do. I know Twisted Messes and Squid Dude also are going to start doing more videos on their YouTube. So, that's basically where it all started for me. And that's where I want to get back to. The moment I get enough time, I'm going to be back. I want to get back onto YouTube. I feel like I've done the industry a big injustice by walking away from YouTube and not doing any more videos. And just kind of leaving everybody to be. And Kent and Squid Dude, they feel the same way. Yeah. We had a good conversation about this a couple months ago. We're like, well, we kind of built up this whole coil building community. Yeah. And then we went, we're really busy. We ain't got time for you guys anymore. And it's really shitty when Kent, those were Kent's words, and when Kent says that, you feel kind of bad. You go, fuck, we did do that, man. Like we literally, that's what we did. We just kind of walked away from everything and went, yeah, we're too busy for you guys. Yeah. So going back to my roots, going back to coil building, I got to dust off all my tools, dude.
Some people obviously may have seen the one that you did with Grimm for the gargoyle hoof coil.
Oh yeah, that revolutionary build tutorial.
Absolutely. Now there was a threat of a number 2 coming back on that one. Were you gonna readdress that one?
I think we might shoot that tomorrow at Nick's house, and then I'm going to take that footage here and upload it on my channel. I don't know if Nick wants that on his channel, but he'll gladly put stuff like that on my channel, because you have no idea how many people have emailed me pissed off. Like, I watched the video, followed it step by step, and it wasn't until the end of the video that I realized you guys are just messing with us. This wasn't a real coil. So, like, you owe me $130 for all the wire I wasted. So he doesn't want those emails. So apparently this is going to be done on my channel from now on. What a wuss.
So how do you feel? 'Cause I mean, obviously, how long have you been vaping?
Oh, dude, probably close to 6 years now. Yeah, going on almost 6 years. For me, it started out with the cartomizers back in the day, hanging out at the tattoo shop. And that's where those dudes are, if anything new comes out, before it hits anywhere, those dudes have got it. And I remember hanging out at the tattoo shop, sitting there smoking a cigarette, and they're like, bro, you need to run down the street and go get one of these. And it's just, there's only one little place in California, a little gas, it was not even a liquor store that sold them, right? Right. And so after I used theirs, we were getting ready to leave California, head back to Nevada. And me and my wife went down there. And we bought like $300 and all these different flavors and cartomizers and everything. And so for me, it was, I could smoke, but then I could use that at work and nobody would say anything when I'm in the office.
Yeah.
So that's how it all started for me, was like being able to, I wasn't even going to quit in the beginning. I had no intentions of quitting smoking. It was just a secondary source for me to be able to, you know, get nicotine during the day. And, you know, lo and behold, it took me probably 8 months, but after about 8 months, next thing you know, I wasn't buying cigarettes again. And then the technology started to get a little better, you know, and I was able to start vaping full time. So yeah, I would actually say about 5 years now.
Yeah. Okay.
Solid 5, yeah.
Have you kind of, I mean, you mentioned it earlier on about kind of how the industry has changed since you've not been doing videos, but have you noticed that maybe over the last couple of years, the vapors have changed? They haven't had to build coils the way we used to kind of years ago. And so now there's kind of an expectation. I'm going to use like 24 gauge with 2 wraps and expect it to be a cloud monster. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, the industry is definitely, I see a lot of like pre-built coils, and pre-built coils seem to be the way that everybody, you know, likes to vape nowadays. They go get M-Turks or Coil Turds or all these, you know, big builders coils and use those. And not so many people building. I don't see that many people building. I think it's, as my perspective, I think the builds have gotten so out of hand now that people don't even want to attempt them. They're looking at like 46 gauge wire and they're going, there's no way I could weave and thread and do all this stuff that you guys are doing with that. I'll just buy a set of aliens. So that's how I see the industry's kind of changed and evolved, is less people building now, more people using pre-built coils, a lot of tank users, a lot of people using tanks. I don't know why.
No, it's just wrong. But, you know.
Yeah, that's just wrong. Come on, guys. Come to the dripping side. We made it easy with squonking. Squonking is like, I hope squonking never goes away.
I don't understand people, and there's plenty of people out there, and like we say, you know, do whatever keeps you off the cigarettes. But I don't understand people that like to drip but don't like squonking. I can't wrap my head around that.
It's different. That's what's so hard for people to grasp. And I was the same way. It took me a while to get me into squonking. And you know, I'm that guy where if my bottle's empty, I'll sit there and drip. You know, I'll just sit there and drip before I have to force myself to be like, okay, I need to go refill. Come on, quit being lazy. What are you doing? But dude, it's so convenient. I love the fact that I could just grab a mod, grab a couple spare bottles, and go out, and I don't have a big bulky 60 mil or 100 mil chubby gorilla in my pocket, and I know the way I vape, what I need to carry for juice to get through the day. You know. Yeah, we can't lose squonking, guys. I don't think it's a fad. I hear a lot of people say, yeah, what do you think is going to be the next fad next year or the year after? I'm like, squonking's still going to be, it's not a fad. It's going to be a thing.
It's here to stay.
It's going to grow.
There was like 2 years ago, I reviewed a kind of a box mod from a guy that makes mods over here. And it was a parallel mechanical squonker. And it was just amazing. And he made a big bastard one that had a 26650 with a 30 mil bottle in it, and it was just fantastic. But the parallel meant that I could build at like 0.18, 0.2 at that point. This was like a couple of years ago, and get the clouds that I wanted with a kind of a fiddled about with tugboat that I kind of made into a squonker, and I was having a great time. That was the future at that point, you know. This is amazing.
Did you have any idea it would get to where it is today, though?
Well,
Did you ever think it would be so huge? It would be such, that was the next mainstream for vaping, was squonking.
I
had no idea.
It seemed to be a real logical step, you know. It just seemed like it was going to be a way of making sure that you had that RDA flavor and that RDA kind of performance, but without having to drip every 2 seconds.
Yep, exactly. Yep. You just got to find the right RDA too. I know I've had a few RDAs that I didn't like for squonking, because depending on how high the coils sit and how far the wicks sit from the juice. The one thing I like about dripping is you get that juice on the coils. And so you get that flavorful pop, you know, in your mouth saturation. Yeah. And there's been a few RDAs that I've had where, you know, it's just barely hitting the wicks, and then the wicks got to carry the juice. So I squonk, but it's almost, to describe it as like a dry kind of hit. You know what I mean? Like you're still getting everything, but it's not like you dripped, you know?
Yeah.
So that's why I tend, whenever I'm squonking, I change the way I build a little bit. I build my coils a little lower.
Yeah.
That way the juice, when I squonk, it gets up to the coils and I still get that satisfying vape. That was one of the first things I struggled with when I got into squonking was I didn't build right for it. I didn't know enough about squonking and the, you know, how squonking actually worked. To, you know, I do it a couple times and I go, it's still not quite as good as dripping though. It doesn't have that flavor. Well, it was me. I needed to, you know, change the way I build to squonking.
Yeah. Yeah. So what have you got in? I'm assuming that's a Rebel you've got on top of the Rage there.
Yeah.
What build have you got in there at the minute?
Right now, just like everybody else, I'm running M-Turk Aliens in here. I'm running his 27 gauge Aliens. It's so hard when these dudes send you coils, right? And it's time to rebuild, right? And you have build stuff or you have a drawer full of coils. What are you going to do?
Exactly.
Go for that drawer full of coils.
Exactly.
So I have his Aliens on here. I really love his 27 Aliens. His 27 Aliens are absolutely amazing. And I forget whose coils I have in here, but somebody sent me a set of coils and they're super, super poppy. I love coils that just do this without hitting my camera, but they just pop and they're violent as hell. I need to find out whose coils these are. So anyways, he sent me these coils and one day I was getting ready to rebuild all my RDAs and I threw a set in and his coils stood out of everybody else's that I had for just, you know, how poppy they were. They're just violent. They're aggressive. They're like pissed off coils. And so I hit him up and I was like, dude, your coils are amazing, bro. I need to get some more. Hook it up, dude. Let me get some coils. And so he wound up sending me like 4 sets of coils. But I don't know. Now I feel like an asshole because I can't even give him a proper shout out. I'm sorry, bro. I'll post you on Instagram.
Yeah, it's got to be done.
Yeah.
So you're an N80 guy then rather than stainless, are you?
All day. Yeah, all day. Yeah, Nichrome 80. Nichrome 80 all day. Even though I do have like a baby allergy to it.
Yeah.
I can tell like when I'm vaping too much, then I'll just get like a little swollen right here.
Yeah.
You know, and then I'm like, I need to calm down. But I just love Nichrome. I haven't messed with stainless because I can't figure it out. I need somebody to sit down with me and show me and just be like, look, dude, this is the build you need to do. This is the build that works for this RDA, okay? And then set it. If you're going to go, you know, temperature control, do it at this, you know, and then I'll be able to play with it. But I've never been able to get it to hit right or vape right. So if I can't figure it out in like the first hour, I give up. I'm just like that. I'm just like,
I'm a definite stainless guy. I've got to go with stain. If I like vape hard on N80, I do tend to get sort of a little bit of a headache going on. Yeah.
I think everybody has it. I think everybody has a nickel allergy. It's just how much somebody has, how allergic you are to nickel. I think nickel to everybody has slight, you get a little bit of an allergy from it.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, for me, stainless all the way. Dual 26 gauge, 38 gauge, or even 36 gauge Canthol wrap around the outside, and then put through a pasta roller to flatten it out. Fantastic.
Through a roller? You sound like Ken right now.
Pasta machines. Fucking right.
That's how I did the corrugated build. The first build where you ever seen the ribbon wire that's corrugated?
Yeah.
So it goes like this, up and down, up and down. That's how I invented that. Was actually through teeth. Like teeth of an RC car. Like an RC car and corrugated that wire. And my intentions with that build when I first created it 3 years ago was to have it stand up and, you know, be like a mohawk spike, but sideways, like spiked. Yeah. Nobody's pulled it off yet. I've told a couple people about it, but nobody's been able to pull that build off. I was like, this is the original corrugated intentions in case anybody wants to do what I can't do.
Well, there you go. That's got to be
throwing it out to the chat. To everybody out here in the chat land, you want to do that for me? I'd appreciate it. Sorry, trying to read the comments. Okay, so somebody wanted to know about Brushed. Brushed just got delivered today to the UK.
The Brush deal. Brushed
Yeah,
it.
the brushed. And sorry about that delay, guys. We actually had to go through and QC everything. So just to make sure we didn't have any issues with the secondary O-rings like we had on part of that first batch.
Absolutely. And what we'll do is we'll go into that in a bit more detail in a second.
Yeah.
But that is a nice little intro into telling us about the rage. Obviously, they're all the rage these days. What?
I will never name another product Rage because with everything that I just went through the past 3 weeks, I'm like, I'm gonna name the next one fucking Unicorn or Butterflies or something nice because I did it to myself, naming it something aggressive and angry.
So tell us about where the idea came from and how did that come about? How did the Rage end up being a thing?
So the original idea was almost a year and a half ago for Nick and I to do a squonk box under the Recoil label. And so when we started to get pricing back from the factories on it, we realized real quick that there's no way we're going to be able to do a box and have it without partnering with the manufacturer and have it be affordable. It was going to be $150 to $200 squonk box just because the pricing we were getting back was so outrageous. And so in dealing with all these manufacturers and getting all these prices, my distributor in China knew about this project. So they reached out to me and they said, hey, you know, we're going to work on doing a squonk box. Are you okay with doing a collaboration with us? And if so, what do you guys, what kind of deal do you want to work out on it? And so I told him, I said, okay, well, obviously Grim Green isn't going to do any collaboration. He's afraid. A lot of stuff that's happened to reviewers before where, you know, the manufacturers will say, oh, we'll get this taken care of. We'll get this fixed. And they don't do it. And they release the product. So Nick's worried about that. So I told him, I said, look, I want to help fund the project. So that way I have input on it to where it's not just a royalty deal with these guys. Are you okay? Because I don't have that kind of money. Can we use the Recoil money? Yeah. Because we just save every penny we make, we save. And I said, are you okay with funding this with me and doing it? But I'll do it as my own project. And he was cool with it. So as soon as he was okay with it, then I got to work with the manufacturer it's been over a year now. Even back then, I had no idea we were doing this, and squonking still wasn't, you know, crazy big back then. Yeah. And I just went crazy with the design. I literally sat here and went, okay, what do I want out of a squonk mod? Okay, I want it to fit in my hand nice. And so I started to draw up exactly how my hand would hold the squonk mod. And I went through and I was looking at like, well, what can we do for a bottle system that's super easy to where it's just a plug and play. Like you can just pull the bottle out, put a bottle in, super quick and efficient to refill. So then I got to, you know, designing the bottle system. And then I went to the manufacturer with my design and I said, look, it's my goal for this project. I only have one goal, and that is this mod that needs to be bulletproof and under $100. That's what I wanted to do. Yeah. And so, especially after seeing all the prices we got back on, you know, trying to do the Recoil mod, I knew going into it how much each one of these components are going to cost the manufacturer to get made. Yeah. And so sent that all off to them. They sent me back a huge parts list with all these options on it. And they went, look, okay, this is what your budget is. You can't exceed this dollar amount. So tell us what you want to use. Here's the chip. They gave me the chip to test and all the components and everything. And so, you know, I went through like a checklist and I said, okay, this is what we're going to do. This is the best value that I could get out of this box mod for the budget that you guys gave me. And I blew their budget a little bit. I blew their budget. I blew their budget on the brushed. The brushed went over substantially because of the finish. And so, but it's screw it, dude. The brush is so beautiful, man. I told the manufacturer, I was like, I'll absorb half, you absorb half, and that's it. Like, we're not changing pricing on the brush. And so, yeah, that was my goal, is like, I didn't want to get like too crazy with the chip or anything like that. I wanted just something that's going to last a long time, like something like the old Sigelli 150s. Yeah. Like I still have one laying around. That's what I wanted the Rage to be. I wanted it to be like super durable, just heavy duty, take a beating, and that thing's just going to keep going and keep going. And in 2 years, when I'm at a convention, I'll see somebody with it, and I'll be like, holy shit, it's still going. It's still going. See? Yeah, so that was the whole, that's the whole how the rage came about. It actually came about from, Nick and I trying to do a squonk box, but we failed. We couldn't get it done. There's no way. And so the only way I could do it was partnering with this manufacturer and basically throwing money in with them, throwing up half the money with them and going, okay, let's do this together.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So, so obviously it's kind of just starting to come out now. I mean, I think it's been available over in the States for a little bit longer than it's been available here. Yeah.
Well, that's primarily because of the website. So we did on Nick and I's website, we took orders on there. And so it's basically, as they started to feed us units from the factory, and they were really, really slow at manufacturing, what we did was we prioritized everybody. We went, okay, the retail guys need to get their units first, guys that pre-ordered retail. And then wholesale is going to get their units second. And then the distributors are going to get their units last. And so now that the factory's finally caught up and they were able to go back through all the units there and get everything fixed and addressed the issues that we had on the first batch. So now they're starting to finally be able to catch up, and we're shipping stuff out to distributors and wholesalers, and we're finally starting to get caught up on our end.
Great stuff. And one of the things that has been a delay is the fact that it's been getting a little bit of the Ohmboy loving, if you like, on each individual one, huh?
Yeah, if your QC sticker's poked out on your mod, I've been there. I was there before you. I was the guy that poked that sticker out. Yeah, so what we had was, when I originally designed the bottle system inside this thing, we had no idea what the tension strength was going to be required to keep this bottle from falling out. So we originally designed it with 2 O-rings on the inside, and then we went in and we had prototypes made. And when we were using the prototypes, we noticed that 2 O-rings in there is just way too hard. The tension strength is just, it's unbearable. And it's to the point where these bottles here fully disassemble, so you can unscrew the base off this bottle to clean it.
Yeah.
And so what was happening was, on our prototypes, we wound up pulling these things right out of the base. We pulled the bottle right off.
Gotcha.
And so we went through, we took everything down to 1 O-ring, no leaking issues. The bottle still stayed in. The tension strength was perfect. Yeah. So we went, okay, production run. Here's the changes. We're going to go 1 O-ring on the bottle holder. I made a couple other small changes on the thing. We're going to recess the 510 connector on it. You should have seen the internet went crazy when they seen on the prototypes. We had them sticking up just barely, right?
Yeah.
So you had a baby gap on the prototypes. So when we were posting pictures, everybody's like, "Oh Jesus, it's got a gap. I ain't buying that fucking thing." I'm just like, slow down, guys. It's just, you're just seeing pictures of prototypes. So we made those changes, but unfortunately, what the factory did was, when they started to do the first batch, they did not remove that secondary O-ring.
Yeah.
So units arrive here in the US. I start shipping them out to everybody. La-di-da-da. Everything's good. Everything's good. And then eventually, emails start coming in. And I start to get emails from people saying, hey, my bottle's hard to pull out. It's hard. It's hard to get this thing to come out. And I'm popping the bottom off. And I'm going, okay, well, that's weird. Maybe, there's some tolerance issues with the bottles. Mm-hmm. And so as the day progresses and we get towards the evening, I probably got like 15 to 20 people that emailed me that are having this problem. And so that's when it dawns on me. I'm like, oh, I need to tear apart a unit.
Yeah.
And so sure as shit, I pull that unit apart, pull the sled out, and I see that second O-ring in there, and I just go, fuck. Like, okay. Now, at least now I understand what's going on.
Yeah.
And so immediately we stopped shipping out everybody's orders. Everything stopped. I already had a ton of units here. And so I was able to get a hold of Local Vape. You guys hear of Local Vape distribution. Yeah. And basically I had 2 options. It was either I could tear the units apart here at my house, remove the O-rings, or I could send them back to the manufacturer and delay everybody another month.
Yeah, yeah.
And like, I would rather just bust my ass, get some guys over here, pull the units apart, pull the O-ring off, and do that over, 3 or 4 days.
Absolutely.
Then cost people another month on it. So I did that. I contacted Local Vape, and so she sent me 6 of her guys that are all, this ain't something where you can just run down to pick up 6 day laborers and go, okay, be really careful. These are finished products, So she sent me 6 of her guys that work in the industry, that work for Local Vape, so they understand how important this is and they know how to QC stuff. And man, we just sat down and just turned on music, and it was like a factory in here. Just
and behind you, how many is that you've gone through over the course of a weekend so you could make sure the stuff got out to people?
That's 1,500. That's 1,500 units sitting right there that are going out.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. That's half of what I've done so far. I've done about 3,000, but thank God the factory got the memo. So there isn't one anywhere. If you go out today and you go to buy one, you can't find one that has the second O-ring in it.
Absolutely.
This has all been resolved, and I've gone through, and even on the second, now we're on to the second batch, and I'm QCing the second batch just to make sure, just to be double. I don't want to go through that again with
but what we've done
customer service,
just in case people have got it on the first batch and they've not fixed it themselves, or maybe someone picked the one up at Expo in the UK the other weekend, where when I originally spoke to you, the one I got was at Expo, and it did have the 2 O-rings on it. So what we're going to do is just show people the fix. Are you still cool with that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Excellent. Right. Well, what we can do is, if I get the little screen sharing situation going on.
Technology, bro.
Boom. Some of those apples. Right. So I'm going to make sure I'm presenting the whole time.
Look at those hands.
Right.
You take care of your hands. Look at well moisturized. I can tell you use lotion. Look at that. No dry knuckles. Take notes, Rip Trippers.
My days of having to pull scabs off where the weight bars have wrapped them is long gone. So anyway, so what we've got here is the Rage, obviously. And what I've done is I've just taken pictures taking mine apart so we can show people. So if I go to the next slide, obviously, step number 1, take out your squonk bottle, yeah?
Yep.
Excellent. Step number 2 will be to open up your battery door and take your batteries out. Fairly straightforward and self-explanatory, but there you go. Now then, on this one, you'll see that we've got 4 screws going on there. Hopefully you can see that nice and clear. And what we've got is having on the top left, top right, bottom right, and then underneath that QC sticker that you mentioned earlier on.
Mm-hmm. Wreck that sticker.
Absolutely. So then am I right in saying it's a 1.5 mil Allen key?
Yeah, it's a 1.5. It's in most build kits. If you use the Chaos build kit, I believe the what other one? Coil Master, I believe, has it in it as well.
Absolutely. So all it was a case then of taking those screws out and doing that nice and easily. Now, what we've got going on here, you explained something with the USB, because I didn't have that challenge, but you mentioned.
Yeah, it's only, I probably only had maybe 1 out of every 500 where the USB will get a little caught up.
Yeah.
So all you want to do is see how your thumb's in there. You just want to push where the USB port is out first to get that USB to slide past that little notch in the housing. But for the most part, you should be able to just slide it straight out. That USB port really, it's recessed enough to where it won't catch. But just in case it does catch, I did mention that to people.
Yes. Yeah. And so once we've got that far, then we can start pulling the battery tray and the board. That's all in one section there. So there's not too much to lose. The only thing to be aware of is obviously your buttons haven't got anything pushing them back, so they're going to pop out. So don't lose them and feed them to your dog. So once we've you can pivot. You've got, one of the things I like about this is that kind of positive wire that you've got going on there is long enough to be able to swivel out the whole kind of battery tray and board assembly.
Yeah, it's super simple. It's really hard to mess this up. I like to make things really simple.
It makes me happy when things are easy. And then this is a section that we were talking about. So on the top of the or on the 510, on the base of the 510, I've removed my second O-ring, but just around this section, just here, there was an O-ring number 2.
Yeah,
and
needle nose pliers make that really easy.
Absolutely.
FYI.
yeah, just a pair of little pliers. Or oops, whoa, what did I do there? Whoa, I went. Oh, look, I went all ass about face. I used like a small screwdriver as well, so you know you can just. It's an O-ring at the end of the day, so it's not rocket science.
No.
So once you've pulled that secondary O-ring off, that's the fix done, and then all you've got to do is reassemble. So where you've got your buttons, obviously you've got the kind of the bit that comes out, convex, is it, or concave? I don't know, one of the two. But the white bit on the back next to the actuator on the board, yeah.
Yep.
Excellent. So the best thing to do then is to pop your buttons in place so they're where they are, and then keep that section down. Keep the mod at that angle. This is dead easy what you're about to do, so keep it down that way, and that stops the buttons coming up and kind of going on funky angles and all that sort of good shit. And then it's just a case of gently kind of moving in. I found it easier to put the USB side in first. Do you recommend that, or just stick it in any way it'll go in?
I just hold it. I just slide it in straight, just both sides evenly, and just pop it right back in, and then just making sure that the switches are facing down. The whole time. You don't want to have it at an angle and get those switches all goofy in there. Exactly. It's super easy.
What we've got, in case anybody doesn't know how mods like this sort of thing work, if I go back to this, where you've got these little sections here, these are the actual buttons on the board. So your switches touch those, and that's what makes the little clicky sound. Now, after that, it's just a case of just popping it in. You've got to push this all the way into the body. Dead easy to do. You'll know when it's in, and then wallop. That's it. That's all you need to worry about. Put everything back, put the screws back in, and then jobs are fucking good.
Done deal.
Is there anything else you wanted to say about any of that process or any of the other features you wanted me to show again?
No. If anybody does that, all we ask is that if they take a couple pictures while they do that, and then they email it to me to ohmboyoc@gmail.com, we'll send them a couple free bottles for the inconvenience. Or if they're not comfortable with doing that, then they can just email me, and we'll send them a return shipping label, and we'll take care of that ourselves. So we'll priority mail it back to us and then get it back to them. But I've had so many people where I was like, yeah, dude, just ship it back to me, and we'll get it fixed to you here. I'll make you a label. And they're like, well, if it's easy, I'll do it myself. Yeah. I was like, well, chances are you can build the coils. You can take 4 screws out. Here you go. And then we'll send them a couple of the free bottles for the inconvenience, because I mean, dude, it's totally embarrassing to have to send somebody this video and be like, well, you can do this, if you want, or send the mod back. It literally takes 2 minutes start to finish. Yeah. It's been a really embarrassing thing for me to have to ask people to do, but it's just an option if they want to save time from shipping it back to me and then, shipping it over to them. And I got Desire to send me a bunch of bottles for screwing this up. I told him, I was like, you guys owe me big time on this. I need a mountain. I want a mountain of bottles for free to send these customers that have been inconvenienced because they didn't pay for some mod that they have to fucking take apart. They paid for a mod that's supposed to work perfect. Yeah. So yeah, it's been frustrating for me, but luckily everybody has been super fucking cool about it. And that's what's made me keep my sanity this whole time, and not just when it first happened, just be like, fucking, I'm pulling the plug. That's it. We're not going to do this mod anymore. Everybody is super cool. And once they remove the O-ring, then they go, fuck, dude, okay, this is super easy. Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, that's the way I designed it. I designed it to be convenient. You don't ever want to sit there and be like, fuck, I want to twist this bottle to fucking get it out. No, dude, it should just literally, you should just pop the tab on it and the thing, nothing effortlessly just comes out. That O-ring's just there just to keep the bottle from not falling out. It seals on that stem once it goes in there. So that O-rings, its only job is basically to hold that bottle in there. That's it. So yeah, it was really frustrating for me to have this come out, my baby come out, and then there's an issue with removing the bottles. You know, that's just been really frustrating for me. The only thing that's kept me sane, like I said, was everybody being really cool about it. And I think I've logged everybody that's done the fix or that we've swapped units out on. And I probably have got like 75 to 80 more out there by my count that still have this issue. So that's why I'm like, I need to get this out there.
Absolutely.
As many people as I can post on Instagram and Facebook, but some people bought the mod and they have no idea Instagram or Facebook or who I am. So to get it out to a broader people like, hey, email me, fucking email me right now. I've literally like 4-hour naps. That's what I get every day. I'm up all night, all day, Saturday, Sunday. If you email me a Saturday at 10 o'clock at night, you're getting a fucking reply Saturday at 10 o'clock at night.
Absolutely.
You know? So yeah, dude, that's one thing that I don't like is companies that if they have a known issue out there, you know, and then fucking they're going to reply to you next week on something, you know?
Well, I mean, I think one of the things that I'm sure people in chat, I will have to have a look at chat soon. I'm sure people in chat will agree with me, and you know, that's props to you and the company, but mostly to you for putting yourself out there and saying, right, there is a fix. Sorry that this has happened, but let's make it better and move on, because it must be absolutely disheartening when you have just a silly little issue like that. It's not kind of, it doesn't make the product bad. It just maybe not quite as good as it could be. You know what I mean? Yeah, dude. It's not, when something gets released and there's something wrong, it's not exactly how you designed it, especially how OCD I went on this mod. I went crazy into detail on getting everything right on this mod. So yeah, when you see that, your heart sinks. You just go, shit, man, what the hell happened? And one person said something about this in the about the O-ring on the inside with the O-ring. And you got to remember that with this design, it's not like an O-ring that you're going to have on your RDA where you're getting metal against metal. The cap on this is plastic. Yeah. And so basically the O-ring, the way we design this, you literally will get no wear on the O-ring. So when we tested these, we did 5,000 press pulls on the mods. So that's basically, if you refill 3 times a day, that's almost what, 4 years worth of 4 years worth of refills. So I did take, that was one of the first things, my concerns when I was designing this was having an O-ring in an accessible area, but they went with a super hard O-ring, and the fact that the O-ring goes over the plastic, it's not like a hard metal over it, and it's really not a super gnarly tight fit like you would see the tolerances on RDA cap. Yeah, we tested at 5,000 press pulls on these wet and dry. I've now got an image in my head now of you sitting there like just doing
no,
sitting there with the
they have a machine. They have a machine that literally does this. No way. But I did 2,000 of these between me and my wife. We split it and we did 2,000 of these just to make sure when I got in the prototypes, because you know I was weary about that. I was like, hey, putting an O-ring in an area that's inaccessible, is it going to work? But the fact of the matter is the O-ring does not, it doesn't wear whatsoever. It literally just sits in there and just holds the bottle. It does its little job. Just holds the bottle, and then that's it. You pull on it and it lets go. But 2 O-rings in there, dude. No, you're fighting. You're fighting 2 O-rings, and eventually you're gonna fucking lose, dude. Oh God.
No, but I you know, once again, I think it's a fantastic thing what you've done to make sure that the end product is right and it is good, because it would have been super easy to kind of just blow it off and kind of try and blame the customers. Some companies will tend to do these days, but no, good job on that one, Chief. Well done.
Yeah, it's the only thing I could do at that point, you know. I mean,
absolutely.
It's obviously it's not the way I wanted it to be, and if it's not my exact design intent, then that's fucked up. You know, it needs to get fixed. But I'm glad that we got it caught and we got it addressed. before thousands of these things went out.
Definitely.
That's one thing that really could have messed me up, was not catching this till after we had a ton of them out. And then I don't know what I would have done at that point. I would have just fucking started sending out replacements to people. I don't know, man. It would have been bad, dude.
That would have been a nightmare and ridiculously costly. Ridiculous.
Yeah, all over one little O-ring. Who would have thought one little O-ring caused that much trouble?
Absolutely ridiculous. But hopefully we can get help or be part of getting that information out there. So if you know of a shop near you that does have one, or if your regular shop stocks the rages, if they don't know about the fix and they got the very first lot, then maybe get them to have a little look at this video, just so they're aware of a fix should it become a problem. And then, or
email me.
Yeah,
they can email me. Email OhmboyOC@gmail.com.
Absolutely.
And we'll get you squared away. We'll get you some models. Just make sure if you do it on your own, don't worry about warranty. If something gets screwed up, if you're in the US, we'll have a new unit overnighted to you. And if you're overseas, we'll get you one as whatever the quickest shipping method is possible, that we can get you a replacement. So don't be all weary if there's a couple people out there that have this and your bottle's tight and you're going to tear the thing apart, worry about destroying it and me coming back going, oh, sorry, we don't cover that.
Yeah. Like I said, when we're looking through the pictures, the easiest thing is, because you've got that length of the wire, as long as you don't try and rip the battery sled out kind of with both hands and just bulk it, you'll be okay, because it's plenty of space in there for it to move around. Yeah,
it's super easy. If it wasn't so easy, I would have just recalled them. I would have just had everybody send them back. But I figured if you can build coils, if you know how to do a 5 wrap of 22, you have the mechanical ability to take out 4 screws and remove this. I have faith in you. That's why I'm sending you the videos, because I trust in you. If you can build a set of coils, then I believe you're of the 1% that I believe can do this.
Absolutely. So let's go to chat just for a minute, and if anybody's got any questions, then start them at OhmboyOC or at Vaping Biker, and let's get those questions running. Just see if there's a couple that you can answer before you have to go. What type of metal is the mod made from? Asks Lois.
Zinc. It is made of zinc, which is also known as Christine.
Is it really?
Yeah, Christine. I believe I'm pronouncing that right. Christine. I had to Google it too, because that's what they sent me. They were like,
"It's stainless steel known as Caroline."
Oh, dude, we got Mooch in the house.
Oh, come there on. He is. Look,
Mooch, my man.
Make sure that you are subscribed to Mooch's channel. It's in the description of all of my videos.
Yeah, and he just launched his Patreon, so that's one guy that we need to support. The Mooch.
Absolutely. Huge respect goes out to Dwayne. Keep on rocking, bro, and say hello to Nick from Benny Synergic.
Okay, so the chat wants me to show you that beaut. Look at that.
Look at that. Look.
Muscles. This is what motivates me to go to the gym, even though I haven't been in a month. Since all this went down, dude, everything's taken second priority. I haven't left the house. This will be going to Nick's will be the first time I've left the house in 3 weeks.
You need to
because of all this.
Just beast him so he can't actually lift his arms up for the rest of the week.
What is happening with vaping videos on YouTube? Yeah, YouTube sucks.
Mine
seeing YouTube is not being nice to people. That's what's going on.
I'm going to go into things a little bit more with the whole Vimeo stuff and all that kind of thing a little bit later, but yeah, I mean, we're okay for the moment, but it seems that YouTube can change their mind like literally any minute, and then we could all be screwed. So Joseph wants to know how he can make the bottle sit more flush inside the Rage mod. Email me Joseph at OhmboyOC@gmail.com, because I just got in the Generation 2 bottles, which are 0.5 millimeter shorter, and I'll send you one of those for free. So what happens is basically the length of the 510 pin dictates where your bottle's going to sit. So what we had to do was, with the longest 510 pin, which is about 5.2 millimeters, we had to have the bottle slightly protrude, because when you use a 510 pin that's like 4.7 millimeters,
that means the bottle is going to be recessed a little bit. And if the bottle gets too far recessed, it's impossible to get your finger under the tab. So that's why you'll see on the longer RDAs, on the first ones, the bottle barely pokes out on the bottom of it, which it doesn't. It still sits flat, it compresses when you set it down on anything. I didn't think that it was that big of a deal, but then when we released these, we had quite a few people were like, it just pokes out a little bit. It kind of bugs me. So I had them make on the second batch of Rages and then send me a bunch of bottles that are actually 0.5 millimeter shorter. So
yeah, squonkers will tell you, because squonkers, you
gotta listen.
Until recently, it's been a real kind of, very particular thing. Now it's kind of going out there. The people that have kind of been brought through that kind of whole squonking movement are very particular about stuff.
Yeah. How can you tell if there's double O-rings without taking the Rage apart? Well, I mean, is your bottle hard to pull out? That's how you can tell.
Yeah.
Does it pop in and out with ease? That's basically the easiest way to know. And if your QC sticker has been punctured, then chances are it's already been taken out by yours truly.
Absolutely. You can, with a sort of a flashlight from your phone or something, you can kind of see. When I was talking to you last week about it, we could kind of see the second O-ring on there, but it wasn't clear. Yeah,
it's kind of hard to see. It really is.
Absolutely.
The flashlight reflects. It messes with you, because I started to do that on QC with the flashlight. It messed with my eyes because it's so reflective inside that little juice.
Yeah.
Juice, whatever you want to call it, juice thingy, receptacle, if that's the words for it.
Thingy will do.
Yeah, that thingy, that juice thingy.
Simon Ford asked, what made you want to make a squonker? So I guess as opposed to kind of just like a super angry quad mod or whatever.
Well, I wanted to squonk, but I wanted to squonk like with power. Yeah. And I wanted it to be small. That's what made me want to squonk. That's the whole thing that kind of turned me off at squonking a year ago, was there's really nothing out there that I liked that went over 80 watts. They're all single 18650s where I had to build like a 2-mech, and my 2-mech days are long gone. And I forgot what builds I like with 2-mechs and what builds don't work, and all that stuff. So that's basically the inspiration for this. Was I really wanted just a powerful squonk box. And somebody said in the chat, I got an update coming for you. Gaz the Gooner. Am I saying that right? Gaz the Gooner. We got an update coming out soon. That's going to extend your battery life on it. And right now I get like 4 to 5 hours on about 110 watts. And I vape a lot though. But we got an update that's going to drop the cutoff voltage on it per mooch. I got with mooch on this, and they're going to do a couple other things to extend that battery life and get it a little better.
Excellent.
I didn't really care. When I went into this, I was asking them for just a solid chip. Yeah. And I was like, battery life, just make sure this is not horrible, but I just want a solid chip. At this point, I'm okay with carrying around a spare set of batteries through the day. Like that's fine with me, because I want to fucking vape at 110 watts. And I can't do that. So if I have to carry a spare set of batteries around with me to vape at 110 watts, then that's what needs to be done. So do that.
I think some people are kind of a little bit unrealistic, because they want to do kind of 110, 120 watts all day long on one set of batteries. And that's not going to happen.
No. It'd be nice though. I tell you what, give me one of those. I'd be stoked. No, those chips are expensive. I'm sorry to cut you off, but the chips, you guys, I mean, they cost more than anything that you see going into these mods. All of the money is spent on the chips, and you're looking at chips starting from $15, and you could go all the way up to $50 you can spend on a chip. And get chips with crazy LED flashing lights and strobes, and they bedazzle things and all that crazy stuff. I just wanted a simple chip that was easy to navigate. That's all I wanted.
Definitely.
Just simple and easy, please.
Definitely. Luke Allen wants you to narrate his life. I think the accent has kind of got him going.
He wants me to do what? I missed that. Rate what? Rate his wife?
Narrate it, just and here's Luke walking down the street.
How about this? I've had an idea, Okay, and we'll see if everybody agrees with this. I feel like Mooch, right? We should send these mods to Mooch, and Mooch should do basically a rating on how long the batteries last. And it's a scale that Mooch creates. And so vendors can send their mods to Mooch, and Mooch will test them the same way every time, and he'll give them a rating. And he'll rate your mod for how long the battery life is on it. I think it's a fantastic idea.
That would be good. That would be good.
Mooch, if you're still here, come on, bro.
Get on it. You don't do. You're not busy enough, my man. Get working on that.
I mean, Mooch should charge them. He should charge them to do a rating, you know. But I think that's something that we don't have in this industry yet. Is any source, a person that tests these and tells us, you know, what to expect on the battery life, because we have no idea. I mean, I vape. You know, you probably vape different than I vape, you know, and your frequency that you vape, and so it's all subjective. So maybe we can get one person. One
thing that I was mortified about, and I know it doesn't bug you because you've done it the way you like it, but I couldn't vape at 66.6 watts.
Cut that out. I should have just added that. Maybe in a future update for you, it'll go from 65 to 66 to 66.6 and then to 67.
There you go. Jessica Jones. I don't think that's the real Jessica Jones. OhmboyOC, mine was super easy to pull out, but after 20 fills, it's gotten, and then she put a full stop. So I imagine harder. But my QC was poked. So I imagine that's going to be a thing of just dropping you an email again.
Yeah, let me get you a bottle. Good. Yeah, just email me and we'll get you a bottle.
Dwarvy says mine is definitely hard to remove, but taking it apart looks super easy. Brushed finish is the best finish.
Yes, it is. It was well worth the wait. I fought for that brush, you guys. You have no idea. That thing's heat treated. The things that they had to do to get that brush finish like that is insane. And then they came back after it was all said and done, and they raised, the manufacturer that makes the housings for us raised their price $2 extra on those. And I was like, oh, you dirty bastards. Yes. I respect you, though.
Andrew Stewart just loves the fact that you've handled my rage to affect the fix. It makes it even more special. And that's, you're not going to get that anywhere else, are you?
No.
What else have we got going on here? WGD Vapes just says, hello, what's up? Got my replacement bottle in the mail today. Good job on the customer service, bro, says Zulu Z23.
Yeah, buddy.
What else?
My pleasure.
Solid chip and dependability. Ohmboy, stoked on your innovation box. I feel the battery level should and box should show a low resistance, hence gold relative. I don't understand what that means, Niles. Nah, you've lost me, my friend. But there we go. Can we see the brushed finish, please? Have you got one with you or not?
I have one that's like taken apart. The one I took apart for the show.
There you
go.
The
brushed is like, it's a thing of beauty, you guys. It's one of those things you just have to see in person. Like, I tried taking pictures of it, and it just doesn't do it justice. It really doesn't. It's sexy. It's sexy. It's kind of like Dean. I made this just for Dean. Sexy. There you go, buddy.
Jessica Jones says that is actually her name. That's fantastic, Jessica. I'm very impressed with that one. Alex McKenzie's asking you what juice you're vaping on, buddy.
Oh, okay. So I'm using the DS right now. And this is my last little bit of Anarchist Blue. I'm out. Oh. I'm totally out. I have 2 mils left, so I'm starting to panic. I freak out here. And then in the Rage, I have Anarchist Pink Lemonade. Have you tried this yet, Dean?
No, I haven't. No.
No? Have you tried any of the Anarchist stuff yet?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think they sent me some stuff like a couple of years ago, maybe, but I don't think I've had any juice.
It's super sweet. You might not like it.
I like sweet. Sweet.
Basically,
my taste buds are shit.
That's me too. It's got to be a lot of flavor. Yeah.
I was horribly addicted, and I don't know if I've got the. Oh, here we go. To this stuff, this Northern syrup from Vapor Junkie. That is
just that name. That name's got me. Just that name, syrup.
Yeah.
Yes. Let me try that.
Some of that in your life. It's amazing. Pretty good on your coils as well. So definitely need some of that.
What's a flavor profile of that?
Syrup and pancakes, basically.
Oh, okay. Yeah. See, I do the fruits. I did the desserts at the beginning and I got burnt out.
Yeah. I'm still looking. I've tried a whole bunch of like kind of really sweet blackcurrant things, and blackcurrant just is not cool at the minute. So it's a pain in the dick. Right, what else have we got? Homeboy, so many groups that you waited to release the Gunmetal Rebel till after I ordered the brushed. Says Legion Vapes. Did you release that one after that one? Did you?
The Gunmetal Rebel? Yeah, we put those out there quietly, and somebody, about 100 people. We sold a little over 100 of them. So I'm not saying that I have about 50 or 60 on standby to post again at an undisclosed time in an undisclosed location, but that's it. That's all you're gonna get.
But
let me post my email.
Make sure post my Dwayne's social media on everything, just in case.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my email in the chat just in case anybody needs to get a hold of me.
No dick pics. And probably best if someone needs kind of a replacement bottle or something, they send you a picture of their, like with their name on a bit of paper or something next to them, just so
just put it in the email. Yeah, just put it in the email with a picture. I can weed out anybody that's just trying to get free stuff.
Yeah,
I'm street smart, you guys. Come on, I know better. I've played those games before. But yeah, no. If anybody's having any issues, please email me. And I'll make sure that it's right. I don't care where you are. I'm definitely going to be sending Herman Vapes and Ohm's Distro some extra bottles and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
So that way they can send the stuff out to them. Germany, I don't know if they're available in Germany yet. I'll have to look that up.
Okay. Make sure that you do put, I think because chat keeps flicking up as I'm scrolling down, then make sure that you do put your question in at Vaping Bike or at OhmboyOC, and then in capital letters. Otherwise, I can miss them.
yeah, exactly.
Torch asked for your email. You've put that in chat. OhmboyOC, you need to release the pink lemonade in 1 liter bottle.
Right. That flavor. When we made that flavor, that was literally the first version, and we made it, and that's unique for us because usually. I mean, we'll spend 6 months on a flavor, and we made it, and we're just like, that's it, we're done. This is a gift from the gods. This is our one. Here you go. This is the one time where it just everything was perfect, and I was like, you can't mess with that. If you mess with that, there's no way you can get that any better. That pink lemonade it came out way better than I had ever hoped.
Fantastic. I did notice, just thinking about it, when we were talking about that box with the bodybuilder on it, the person that made it was in chat, and
Michelle Lynn.
There we go. Yeah, and Michelle said that she was making one for me as well. So thank you very much for that. I didn't mean to ignore you on that one, but we were talking about Steph. All the best from Steam in Berlin. Will answer to your email when I can breathe again. Okie dokie. I might be going to Berlin, possibly. That'll be exciting. So cool to see you guys together. Thank you very much, Richard Jack. What else have we got? I don't know what David Mottram's on about. Do you have them here in Jacksonville, Florida, OhmboyOC? Do you know if you've got a distro in Jacksonville?
I know Demand Vape just picked them up, so they'll probably be getting out to a lot more wholesalers now, more than I can handle.
Gotcha.
So,
Dominic is asking, do you know when the next batch of Rages is heading to Ohm's Distro? Over to Andy there.
That's going to be a little bit after the 20th. He'll have his next batch.
Gotcha. Someone is offering to trade his left nut for a Gunmetal Rebel.
Look, you don't need to do that. Just email me. Say that in the email, and I'll hold you one. If you really need one that bad, I'll definitely hold you one.
Wait for it. 1T88 is asking if you have got any more RDAs or RTAs coming out from you and Grim.
I can't. Look, you guys, now you're asking really personal questions, and I feel really uncomfortable right now. I don't know if I can answer this without Grim kicking my ass, and I'm going to go see him tomorrow, so I don't know.
It's one of those, I can't tell you anything. One of those little moments.
Look, all I'm going to say is you guys, you're not going to need to build on this one. It's already pre-built for you, and it's built exactly the way that Grim Green and I want it to be built. That's it. That's all I'm going to say. And it's going to be super cheap. Yes, he knows about the goat. William, thank you for messing my secret up, bro. About the goat.
You can guarantee someone's going to upset your secret.
And we're doing it with anarchist wire. So that's one good thing. One thing you haven't seen come out of China is consistent coil heads, right? They're all, every freaking tank I've ever had has been super inconsistent. So we actually sent them our wire to make all the coil heads. So at least we know we're controlling the coil heads that go into this product.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm super excited for the GOAT. That's why we called it the GOAT. It is. It's the greatest of all times. And for the haters in the chat that are like, oh, it's a pre-built, that fucking sucks. I know how to build coils, bro. Well, we can always do a screw-in deck for you guys. So don't think that we didn't think about you. We could be working on a little deck that screws into that thing and boom.
If that was, building. This is clearly all hypothetical and it may or may not happen.
It could be here or there. It's not neither here or there. Who knows?
Someone's asking, when will the Green Rebels come out? Are you doing a Green Rebel?
Never. I tapped out. I gave up, you guys. I tried, dude. I tried so hard with the manufacturer, and they kept sending me the ugliest green samples ever. And I'm sitting there. I have the chart for anodizing, and I'm sending them the green. I wanted a dark green, like really dark green. I'm like, no, I want this one. And then they'd send me back a lime green that looks like a lime. And I'm just like, dude, you guys, no, it needs to be dark. And so they came back and like, yeah, we can't get it that dark. And I was like, well, there'll never be a Green Rebel then. Fine. That's it. So I gave up. I'm sorry, you guys.
What about the white one? Because I know that Grim's got that white one that that a friend of yours painted or did something with.
They did. They Cerakoted it.
There you go.
And yeah. So remember like the tugboats, when the tugboats came out and you had the white ones?
Yes.
And then it would turn yellow after a little bit of time.
Yeah.
And so I have a huge fear that I put 500 of these out and then they start to turn yellow on people.
Yeah.
And then what do I do? Do I send you a new one that's going to turn yellow? Do I refund you your money? So that's why I've stayed away from the white ones, because I foresee horrible things with white. Like, I don't want people running around with a bunch of yellow RDAs. And I'm too nice of a person to be like, well, yeah, that's what you get, Especially white RDAs, they turn yellow. Yep.
You do a white rage, don't you?
Yeah, you do a white rage.
Really stand out.
Yeah, it's just something I think that with the nicotine, when the nicotine gets in to whether it be anodized or Cerakoted, it changes colors.
Yeah.
Oh, do you know Art of? I'm gonna mess up your name, bro, but Sinol. Art of Sinol.
What have we got? Are you coming to
crazy
Birmingham in October? Biggest expo in Europe. Yeah, Art of Sinol. Yeah.
So here's what I got. He just sent me right here. You guys aren't going to be able to see that, but those are insanely crazy braids that he sent me.
Oh, the
braids. Oh, I can't, dude. I still haven't vaped your coils. I'm going to feel horrible wicking these things and ruining them and vaping on them. Like, they sit on my desk as like an art piece. I'll be sitting here working and then I'll just stare off into space and looking at them going, oh, I wish I could build like that.
And taking lots of photos, huh?
They're amazing. They're a work of art. I'm going to feel horrible using them. I haven't got up the nerves yet to use these things because I know they're going to be amazing. And it's my first set of braids I've ever got.
It's one of those things that they look great, but just the idea of making a braided coil just boils my brain.
Oh, dude, I know I'm like dyslexic, so I know I'll mess it up. I'll get halfway through it and just do one thing wrong and be like, there went 3 hours of time.
I think I watched a Squid Dude video a couple of years ago where he had like 4 or 5 braids going on and he was doing this. And I'm like, well, fucking what? No, I was with you on like the first crossover and then that's it. I'm done now.
Yeah. Yeah. That's Squid Dude, though. He's on a different level. He's on the same level as me.
Yeah, lots of people asking if you're going to come across to the UK.
I am next year. I will be there next year. It's a passport issue right now.
Gotcha. Right. Good. Yeah. Boom. There we go. Your cat is wicked cute, apparently.
Kitten. Come here. Come here. Let's see if we get her to come over here. Name's Kitten. Kitten the cat. Cat's more famous than I am. Love that. Love being on that magazine cover. Come here. Want to say hi to everybody? All right, here we go. You guys want to see the cat? Come here, baby. Oh. There you are. Say hi. Say hi to everybody. Say what up. So we shave the cat down like twice a year to look like a tiger. Huh. Oh, what's wrong? Okay, you go play. Go kill things. The cat always brings me stuff. We didn't start off at the best of terms, me and that cat. When we first got that cat, the cat loved to pee on my bed right where I slept.
Nice.
So I was ready to drop that cat off at a shelter really quick, but it was a friend of ours that couldn't have the cat anymore, so she gave it to us. And so, for like the first month, the little guy, I hated that cat. But now we're cool. Now me and the cat have an understanding. He's my best friend. Yeah, he's my little buddy now.
Well, I don't know if anybody is getting this on chat, but it looks like your internet has gone all potatoey.
Is it?
Yeah,
that's normal.
Don't know if something's gone on there, but let me just have a quick look and see if we've got any more questions. Bro, my coils will be on their way soon. Clean as fuck coils. I didn't forget about you, bro. So he's got some coils going to you. When are you getting OG recoils back in stock? Asks Rick Mason.
It's going to be a while after the GOAT. We're going to focus on doing the GOAT, and then after that, we'll get that. We'll get on another run of the OGs.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think I saw that Schwarzy had asked about the squonk pin for the OG recoils as well.
Yeah, we'll do that about the same time. Same time we do another run. Yeah, I've just been focused on getting these mods fixed. That literally everything else has been sidelined. Everything has been sidelined until I know all these mods are fixed. There's nothing else going to be happening until I can rest easy.
Gotcha. But you guys have got a fantastic work ethic out there. There's a real sort of core of you that just work your bollocks off all the time, which is, commendable. Yeah,
I mean, I come from construction background, so that's all we do. That's all we know how to do is work. And, and same, in this industry too, is just, man, it's a lot of people want to own businesses, but it's a lot of work. There's a lot of stuff you got to do outside of just designing, and you can't just design and sell stuff. There's so much more that goes into it.
Yeah.
So yeah, dude, you're forced to, man. You're forced to just work your ass off.
Absolutely. I've heard that that Nick has actually got shares in Disneyland now, so I don't know if that's true.
Yeah, what's that like to be able to? Except for Nick, apparently. Nick's the only one that gets to go to Disneyland. He was just there like last night or something. I seen on his Instagram. While I'm sitting here working, going through stories on Instagram, and he's back at Disneyland. I'm like, that must be nice, bro. Must be nice to go to fucking Disneyland once a week and just hang out while the rest of us work.
So Luke Allen says it's about time you started up a YouTube. It's coming back, Luke. You actually have got a channel on there, though, haven't you?
Yeah, OhmboyOC.
There you go. So he'll be coming back, Luke, soon. Once all these rages have gone out and they're good to go.
Yeah, exactly.
Richard Jack wants another OG recoil. Love my purple recoil, says Deborah Connor. Got the recoil when it came out, and hands down love it still to this day. Got it in blue on the Hexone V3 in blue, says WGD Vapes. Damn you, OhmboyOC. I may have to get a brush now to go with my black. Kimmy Vapes has got like 3 of them now, so
Yeah.
they're definitely got some serious traction. So that's something to be proud of, huh?
Yeah, I'm super stoked, especially with them being fixed and going out.
Yeah.
Now when I see somebody post on Instagram, the first comment I make is, "Do you have any issues with that bottle getting stuck?" And now I can kind of rest a little bit and not worry so much about, you know, every person I see with one going, my heart skip a beat. Oh, fuck. I hope they're not having a fucking issue with the bottles. Jesus Christ. Yeah, that sucks, dude.
Nice one. Right, my friend. I think I need to. We've been going for like an hour and 20, and I know you said you had stuff to do, but I've got to actually do some vloggy bits and bobs.
Yeah, you do that stuff, and thank you so much for having me on. I really appreciate being able to not only talk to, you know, everybody in the UK and all your subscribers, but talk to you and hear that beautiful accent. I only came on for the accent. That's the only reason why I agreed.
It's been a pleasure, buddy. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for coming on and letting people know. I think it's great for people to know who's behind the brand on a lot of these things, you know. And I like to kind of have a little dive behind the curtain, if you like, every now and again. And it's great to have you and understand how passionate you are about getting it out there and getting it right, you know.
Yeah, that means the most to me. I could care less about how many we sell. I just want them to be right. That's at the end of the day. I couldn't care if we sold 100. It's just I want to make sure the 100 are perfect, just Absolutely. The way, so you can see how I designed it, the craziness, my crazy ways of thinking, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. No, but I think you've done a grand job, and I think you should be proud of yourself, and you know, treat yourself to some many beers at some point in time soon. Just
sounds good. That, you know? That sounds good, but I don't want to answer emails, Buzz. So I'm going to stay sober for now. I'll be giving away too much shit. Oh God,
nice.
You guys are awesome. Thanks for having me on, man.
Thank you, buddy.
You going to come out to ECC?
I'd love to, mate. You'll have to get a company to bring me out there. It's fucking expensive.
Oh, I'll go fishing for you. I'll get somebody to get that happening. I know, man. Prices are outrageous.
Yeah, definitely. But no, I'd love to come out to the States. I wanted to come out for a long time now, and that would be pretty sweet.
That's the one. ECC is the one you want to be at. Come hang out with all of us. Hood rats.
I'm on it.
All right, buddy. Well, thanks for having me on, you guys.
All right, pal. Thank you so much for hanging out, and I look forward to hearing if you get a bunch of emails as a result of this, or if you only get 1 or 2. That'd be nice. I got 4. I got 4 I got to answer right now. I got them popped up in my little window. So I'm going to start answering your guys' email and pack orders, get them out before the post office closes today, so nobody gets pissed off at me. Wicked. And people will see you again soon with Nick again on a video with him very, very soon as well.
Yep, I'm headed down there either tonight or tomorrow morning. We're going to go film a video, and I'm going to go take a day off, much needed day off. But I'll still be answering emails. So anybody has any issues, email me, let me know.
Brilliant.
Here, I'm going to post my email in the chat one more time.
Good stuff. And that's just ohmboyoc@gmail.com, I think, isn't it?
Boom, that's it. Easy to remember.
Boom. Get it up, yeah.
All right, you guys. Well, thank you so much for having me on, brother.
All right, pal. No problem.
I appreciate you. All right. I'll be seeing you shortly.
All right, dude. Speak to you soon.
Later.
Cheers. Bye-bye. Right. So that was the wonderful Dwayne, OhmboyOC. And once again, thank you so much to him for coming on, and I hope you guys really dug that and got some good stuff from it. I think he's a really stand-up guy. He's a quality bloke, and it's great to see someone who's got the passion behind them to get a good quality product out there for you guys. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope that's all good. It feels a little bit of an anticlimax now to do the normal vloggy stuff, but I'm going to do just a couple of bits and bobs just to cover sort of a few areas. I'm probably not going to show you everything that I got from Expo, but I'm just going to give you kind of a little keep up to speed with things, you know. So the first thing to be aware of is obviously there is a Vimeo thing. You will have seen that a lot of your favorite reviewers have started up Vimeo channels, and I have one as well. I'm not posting anything to it, but it's there as a backup. And the reason for this has come through so many channels getting strikes or just wiped out from having things like dual reviews. It's highlighted how YouTube can just go boom, no, that's it, done. And so because of that, a bunch of the reviewers have all kind of got together a little bit and gone out there and said, no, let's see what else other platforms can be out there for us as well. So most of us are over on Vimeo, but also there's a bunch of us over on Twitch as well, and basically any video sharing platform you will see us, because obviously nothing can quite contend with YouTube, or it can't compete with YouTube, should I say. And so we've got to see kind of what happens, but having backups, a lot of the other reviewers are putting content up on other channels as well, but they are still remaining with content on YouTube. It's just something as a backup should things go tits up. So don't worry about stuff. You'll still find me here until YouTube kick me off. So there we go. That hopefully is going to answer that one, and jobs are fucking good. Now then, a few other bits and bobs to show you. Obviously, as a result of Expo, I'm rocking the Black Rage here that you saw in the photographs, and on top of that is something that came through today, which is an interesting little tiny 22mm RDA from Coil Art. This is the D Pro Mini, I believe it's called, and it's got a tiny little single coil chamber. You might hear that my voice is starting to go now, but this turned up today, and I've got to say I'm quite impressed with it. It's doing not a bad little job. Very restricted lung hit, and then it's not too shabby. Doing a grand fucking job. What else have we got going on? On top of that, I actually went out and bought a couple of RDAs recently. This is the GR1 from. Oh God, who is it? Who did it? Is it Anarchist? No, it's not Anarchist. Who's done the? Whoever it is, this is the GR1, and it's a tiny. I think it's like 21mm, or both of these little RDAs are dinky little bastards, to be fair, and they are both very tiny little single coil beasters. And I thought I'd treat myself to one of these just to see how it was going. And I've got to say, so far, it's not a bad little flavor machine either. So it's going to be a nice little kind of combat to see which one wins out of these two. Now then, gas mods. Thank you, Andrew. Very kind. Gas mods. Oh, and a bunch of other people as well. Gas mods GR1. There we go. I've also gone and bought the Deja Vu, because a bunch of my patrons said I threw a question out to find out which RDAs they were enjoying. Basically, I got a little bit bored with not having any exciting, decent RDAs to play with. So I decided to go out and buy a couple, and a few of them said that they had this Deja Vu RDA. So I thought I'd give this a little bit of a go as well. And I coiled it up today for the patrons, and it's got bottom airflow as well as side airflow, dual coiler, no single coil option. The bottom airflow is pretty damn sweet, but when you put the side airflow open, it's a loud bastard. Now, the top cap is pretty thin as well, or it certainly felt pretty thin. And one of the interesting things that I thought of with this, and I've got to look into this a lot more, it says on the package that this comes with a dock tip. Now, I don't know if this is a genuine dock tip or whether it's a kind of a faux clone dock tip. So I'd be interested to know if any of you guys out on there do know anything about this one. But yes, it's from Deja Vu, rather. Or it is called Deja Vu. And like I say, if you know if this is a genuine dock tip or if it's a fake dock tip, let me know, because it's a bit cheeky putting dock tip on the box if it's not a dock tip. The Deja Vu was designed by reviewer Adrian Lowe. Deja Vu, absolutely. Right, now then, a question there about my mod. So those of you that have seen the teaser, and those of you that have were at Expo, will already know about the Basium. So the Basium is my little mod. A lot of people were saying it was going to be a beast and really big. It really is not the case. This is 80 mil tall, about 42 mil wide, so it's a dinky little mod. And the idea with this one is, and I will do a proper video about this, is that it's comfortable to fire and squonk, whether you're a thumb firer or finger firer, on each hand. And this is going to be coming out pretty damn cheaply as well, so I'm super excited to be able to bring you this. We're hoping it was going to be like a month from when Expo was, so maybe 3 weeks or so, maybe a month, but it will be pretty damn soon. And one of the colors to show you guys, which I'm pretty stoked about, is this green as well. That green is sexy. That's sexy. We've gone with kind of a metallic finish. This is coming through in red, blue, and green, as well as possibly a stainless finish, but also a black finish as well. We just had a couple of things to tweak before we could go out to market with it, but hopefully in the very near future, you will see reviewers with these in their little handy pandies. And I can't wait to hear what people are thinking about it, because I'm obviously super stoked about this, because I came up with this design. In fact, something that I will show you, this is one of my original prints that I made when I first made up the design. So actually, no, that wasn't one of my original ones. I've got way earlier than that. But no, I'm really excited about it. Can it fit 30 mil? No, it's a 24 mil. It's called the Basium, and the Basium in Latin means kiss, and kiss is an acronym for keep it simple stupid, and that is exactly what we've done. It's variable voltage, variable wattage. That's it. No temp control, no fanny arsing around. It's got all the protection that you need. 180 watts, and just basic. It's basic and simple, and that's it. It just is there to make you keep you vaping for longer. 18650, because most people have 18650s, and 24 mil comfortably, 25 mil going right out to the edges, because most people have 24 mil atomizers. And so that was the basic idea behind that one, but I've already gone into it way too much. I will show you more about this very, very soon, so I'm very, very excited about it. But I really like the mod, but then again, you know, now, I made this with Dovpo, and Dovpo have been an absolute dream to work with. I've really, really enjoyed every minute of it. So this is going to be coming out with you guys very, very soon, but it's been a long time in the making. So it's actually funny, because when Dwayne started releasing the teaser pictures of the Rage, it kind of, a couple of the pictures made it look almost kind of a little bit cube-like, and I was kind of like, oh, the fuck, oh! And it was super stressful, but no, it's cool. And it's great, you know. Then the Rage and the Basium, they're not in competition, they're just offerings for you guys, and it's great that we can all kind of get together and get along and not try and kind of be arsey with each other and all that sort of stuff. So what's that? Here we go. Flying Sumo, I had to play with one at Expo and loved it, bro. Finger placement is spot on. Well done. Thank you very much indeed. Pardon me. How many 18650 bats? A faux your mod? 2. It's a dual 18650. Very clever thing going on. There's a carrier system going on with the squonk bottle, so you can actually use any similar size squonk bottle in there that you want, which is pretty damn cool. But it also just means that the shape, like I said, it was designed for being comfortable for both right and lefties, and allow you to be able to squonk however you like to fire it. So I will tell you more about that later on, but it is super affordable, so that's going to be really cool. Super excited about showing you more, but I think that's about all I can tell you for the time being, unless you're at Expo and you got to see it and have a play with it. But I've been really excited, because it was terrifying with Expo, but it was great to see all of the really positive responses that came from it. So thank you so much for everybody that was there and gave me some love, and for the love in chat as well. Now then, a couple of other things. We've got a new copper mod going on right here. I've got a death trap sitting on top of that at the moment. This is the new one from Times Vape, and I can't, this banana spatty, banana spatty, or something like that. And this has got, basically, it's got a clutch system. I don't know if this is going to get a review, mainly because it was given to me just as a gift. But the button is very, very broadsidey when it comes to the clutch system in there. Although it doesn't have a metal button, it does have a little resin thing. I don't know if this is going to get a review, but I certainly will tell you more about it as time goes on. Now, what else have we got going on that I brought back from Expo? So, at the moment, I've got one of these little Punisher mods, a little 21700 yellow Punisher mod with the Saver tank on the top of this one. VB, your camera and sound is the best. Thank you very much, Tony from Tony London, not Tony from London, Tony London, for the 199 super chat. That's very kind of you. And I've got the Saver going on here now. As we know, I don't really review tanks, but I'm making an effort on this one, mainly because it's my friend Richard. You've seen Richard V1CK, Vaping V1CK. You've seen him on here before, and so I probably am going to give this a little review because I like it. I have been enjoying it, and I've been enjoying it in both mouth to lung and in direct lung modes. So I will do a review on that one. So don't be surprised or give me shit about it. My channel. There you go. Now then, a couple of other things just to let you know about. DigiFlavor have come up with this. Now, some people are going to balk at the design of it, but it's actually really, really functional. Now, at a time when people, do give a shit about making vape mods look like other things, this does look like a pen, and it looks huge when I'm holding up to the camera like so. But if I put it next to a Sharpie, it's pretty much the same size as a Sharpie. And this is retro as fuck. It really is. It's properly like an old Ego. But look at the size of the wick holes. Hopefully you can see those in there. These wick holes are monsters, and so it means that 70-30 no problem at all. And I've been enjoying this little sort of starter kit, or kind of a little kit that you can stick in your pocket. This is called U-Tank. No, U-Pen. U-Pen is what it's called. And I think this is actually rather fucking marvelous. So I've been having a really good time with this. A great one to keep your eye out for new starters. And it's proper mouth to lung as well. It's not kind of a super loose mouth to lung. It is a proper mouth to lung. And that's one of the things that drew me to this little U-Pen thing, because I think it's going to work out really well for new vapors, or for people that are smoking at the moment and are going to be having a hard time getting into things. Now then, another mod that we have got to look at is the Proton from Imac. I haven't got any batteries in there at the moment, but it lights up like a Christmas tree, and so I have been having a little go at that. So I'm just giving you an idea that is in the mix as well. Now, the two last things to show you. We've got the squonking. It just says squonking on it, from Advocain Squonking. And this one, I'm sure you've probably seen it so far elsewhere. I think Nick actually showed one in his last vlog. But what you've got going on here is you've got, I think this is a glass bottle, and it's got this pump system going on to get it up there. So in a similar vein to the Asmodeus gear that we've seen of late with the little pumper. But this is kind of an interesting size little box. However, it's really plasticky. If this box had been made of anything else other than plastic, I think it would have been cool, but it's very, very plasticky. Having said that, the size is nice. I've gone to fire it with the plunger about 1 million times. It does have a locking button as well, so you can twist the fire button and screw that in, and that will lock. So that's pretty handy. Now then, what else have we got? There was one other thing. What was it? Oh, here we go. Now then, Desire have also made this thing here, this Stabwood Squonker. Now, this is designed to be able to fit a 24mm mech. I've got the Claymore in there at the moment, a 24mm mech in there, and turn it into a Squonker, which I thought was a really cool idea when I saw it on the stand. What I didn't really think it through about was how uncomfortable it is firing a mech kind of thumb down when it sort of protrudes that much. I mean, I've not got small hands, but I've not got massive hands either, and it's an interesting thing. So this will probably get a review. Yeah, I don't even know what it's called. Here we go. Parrot. There we go. It might be called a parrot. So here we go. It's a strange fucking thing. It really is a strange thing. But no, aside from that, and the very nice people at Rig did give me one of these little bad boys, Descendants, as well, just because I haven't got any of their colorful rigs. So apart from that, I think we are pretty much good to go. Now, juice-wise, just to let you know, I don't know how I feel about this label. I have shown it off. It's Dough Bear Angel Cupcake. I have spoke to the manufacturers about this and let them know that I'm not super comfortable about there being a cuddly bear on the front of it, who looks pretty sweet. However, the flavor, this Angel Cupcake is actually lovely. It's got a nice kind of depth to it, and well, you can see that I've kind of gone through most of that, so I've really enjoyed that one. Other flavors that I have really enjoyed, just to let you know, there is Jammin'. Not that one. Hang on. Where is it? The Jammin' people. The Jammin' people. There we go. Now, I do like a jam vape, and this strawberry jam from Jammin', that's going down rather bloody nicely as well. That looks, yeah. I've not done too much of this, but it's going down. I've been dripping that, and that's going down super bloody well. So no, those are sort of some of the highlights for me that have come from Expo. Now, where have my videos been? As well as being desperately sick and for ages, and I thought I was going to get more content out. Then Expo happened, and then I had to have a few days off, and then I just kind of started getting into things. Now I have I had such a good time at Expo, meeting people and being on the DOF post stand, that I didn't record anywhere near the amount of footage that I wanted to record, and it just meant that I got a lot of B-roll, and so I've put the first half of that video together, which has taken 5 hours of editing so far. I've got the rest of it, which hopefully is going to be finished tomorrow, and then that will go out to the public tomorrow, and then we're going to get back into doing some reviews. Now, I hope you enjoyed the style of the what's it called? What's it called? It's got it written on it. The Recurve. I hope you enjoyed the style of the Recurve RDA review, and the one before it as well, because that's kind of where I'm going. I'm trying to make the videos a little bit sexier to look at. I've got a piece of kit where it's going to help me do that a little bit more now. So the videos do take more to make, but I think the output is nicer. So I'm just changing up my style a little bit, and I hope you're digging it. Now then, let me have a quick look in chat before my voice goes completely. Let's have a little look here. Better. So if you've got any questions for me, then bang them in now, because I'm hoping this voice doesn't go total. Hoping this voice doesn't go completely, because I've got the rest of the Expo video to record tomorrow. Now then, what have we got going on here? How can I send you some of my e-juice Cloud City Vapor? Just hit me up on email, info@vapingbiker.co.uk. But I will need to know the details. I will need to know where it's made, if you're registered and all that sort of, you know, if it's legit. I don't want any bathtub juice. Not saying yours is, but don't be offended if I ask you where it's made. What else have we got going on here? There we go. Put the tomahawk in there. That would work, wouldn't it? That would work. Dean's got a bit of death metal going on. Absolutely. I have problems holding on to shiny or uncontoured tubes. So do I. I have quite hot hands, can get a little bit clammy, can get a little bit sweaty. And so tubes with a little bit of shape. And I've got to say, this, what was that squeak about? I've got to say that this shape from Times Vape is working out really nicely. I think I still prefer the Dreamer, but no, I'm digging this one quite a lot. The battery in this is just about dead. Delighted to see the skull in the background. Yes, Stan. Is that you? There we go. Boom. Stan, here we go. Stan printed this marvelous little skull out for me. How sexy is that? That's cool isn't it? I haven't got the little bit of paper to show the original designer, but thank you very much for the present. I love it. I love it when subscribers give me stuff that they've made. It makes me just fucking happy. MTN Tom is loving the new format. Thank you very much, Tom. What else have we got? Vaping Biker, some hot tea is in order. Fucking right it is. Get yourself a drink. You're sounding like a sexy taxi driver. Honey and lemon, Dino. I had some honey and lemon just before the thing. I've got an empty honey and lemon cup going on right here at the moment. I love my Recurve and your new review star. Keep them coming, bro. Thank you very much. M16 tried to catch up with you on Sunday at Expo, but you was off playing with your new besties. Maybe at the next one. Actually, do you know what? I was at the Dove Post stand for the majority of the time, apart from a couple of bits when I went around to review or to record some B-roll. and it was on the Sunday, and I think we went out at like 1 o'clock, and we were going to go out for an hour, but we ended up being out for 2 hours, and just it was such an awesome time hanging out with Bogan and Mike Vapes and Heathen and Brian Vapor Chronicles. It was fantastic. It was such a chill time, and it was nice not to worry about any kind of rubbish. It's just nice when reviewers get on. I like it. We don't have to, but it's nice when we do. Did he write, Mayor Expo, I reckon you need my hair. Did he write, you had the curly hair? Yeah, I said look like a rock star, I think. Is that right? I think that's right. Right, guys, I think this is this is about as far as my little voice is going to take us. But I will be coming out with more content as long as I've got a voice tomorrow. I can't believe I'm just losing it now. It sucks. But as long as I've got a voice, as long as I can squeak something out, then there will be a video out tomorrow. And we're going back to having kind of 2-3 videos a week, as well as the Monday Night Live. I'm never going to be one of these people that pushes out 4, 5, 6 videos a week, because for me personally, I can't test things. Not saying that other people, just for me, my testing means that 2-3 videos a week suits me lovely. So that's what we're going to be aiming for. So Expo video out first, then the feed link video, that's going to be done, and then we get to play around. Possibly the Saver RTA might come out shortly after that one. So where is the UK's number 2 at this evening? He is doing some family stuff, Paul, so sorry you missed him, but we did have the gorgeous Dwayne OhmboyOC instead. So there we go. Hopefully everyone is cool with that one. Now then, give those vocal cords a rest, Dean. Always enjoy your content. Hope one day I get to meet you and give you a big old hug. Absolutely, Kimmy. I would like to meet you as well. That would be lovely. Maybe. Hey, let's get me across to America. Hey, what? Mr. Dean is a perfectionist. Bloody right. Anyway, I am going to go, guys and gals. I'm going to take us out with a cheeky little 33 watt vape on the Rage in honor of Mr. OhmboyOC, who was on earlier on. And on this little flavor chasing from Dovpo. Oh fuck, did you show off your award? No, I didn't. I'm showing it off in the Expo video, but I got an award. Anyway, you'll see it on the Expo video. I can't get up and I can't talk anymore. Thank you so much for everybody that's joined in. Thank you so much for everyone in the comments. I'm so sorry if I haven't answered your questions. I do try to get everyone, but obviously it's difficult to try and keep up with everything in chat. If you do like this channel, make sure that you are subscribed and the little bell is on there. And if you do want to help support what I do and help keep me doing what I'm doing, then there is obviously the Patreon stuff where I do live unboxings and all that sort of good stuff as soon as I get gear in for the silver tier. But the other tiers are getting more and more stuff coming in all the time, hopefully. But no, on that note, if you do want to do a one-off help payment or contribution, then there is also PayPal. It's all in the description. You can see it. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you very, very soon. Where are my buttons? Where's this? Right, here we go. Have a good one and keep showing vaping in good light, guys. Spread the word. It's a good thing. And have it large. I missed the